In this video, we're going to be talking about self-trust and why this matters for going to the next level in whatever you're doing, right? So let's say you want to reach some next milestone, some next goal, and you just don't feel confident in yourself. You don't feel like you have enough self-trust, and you're just getting in the way of your actual success here, right? So I had a client, and he was really doing well in sales and sales management, and he was extremely competent, extremely respected in his industry. But when it came to the thing that he wanted to do, which was events, he was getting in his own way, right? He was feeling like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if it's right. I need to learn more. I need to be at a higher level. Even though he would see people who were at a real high level doing events, but they weren't actually as competent as him, right? They weren't actually as skilled as him when it came to sales and sales management. So he had the skill, but when it came to doing events, he was holding himself back. And the reason is because of his internal constructs, right? And so lots of these people who were doing really well had internal constructs. This is basically how our internal mind, our subconscious mind, constructs reality. And so the people who were doing events, their internal constructs was like, I'm ready. I'm good. I can go for this. But for him, it was like, I need to do more. And the problem with that is it never ended, right? There was always more he could do. And so we did a little bit of exploration into the constructs, into what was arising. And we found what's known as an introject, right? An introject, what this is a false belief that we've taken from the outside world, a false truth. It can be a belief, it can be a feeling, it can just be an idea. And so when we have an introject, we're suddenly seeing a distorted version of reality. And that's what he was seeing. He was seeing that he always needed to do more and that he wasn't ready, okay? And so we explored it a little bit more, and we also found that the introject was creating a projection. So projection, this is where we give away our power, right? You ever hear people say, you're projecting me, you're doing this, okay? Projection, all it means is I'm giving my power away out here to someone or something, right? Often that creates anger in me, but sometimes it can create real admiration, right? I just see that person so amazing, but actually I'm just projecting a lot of my own wonderful traits on them. And this is what was happening here. So he was seeing all these people as, they're amazing, they're just really high level, just I can't be like them. Because there was an introject that he wasn't good enough, essentially, right? And so this introject and this projection came from this construct of not good enough. And so what would happen? Well, the introject was right, I'm not good enough. So he would almost split off the part of him that was really confident, that was really powerful, onto the people that felt ready already. Okay, so he was seeing these people out there and he was going, they're just so amazing. They're just so confident, so charismatic, right? And so he was splitting off. The introject split off a part of him, which became the projection. So what did we do? Well, first, we've got to re-own the projection, okay? Re-own his own power. And so what we did is when we re-owned his own power, we came across this split, okay? And I was like, so what happens when you just allow that energy that's out there, that charisma, that sense of confidence just to come back to you? And it felt really wonderful at first. And then there was this voice of like, I'm not enough. This was the introject, okay? I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. This critical voice. And so what we did is I'm like, well, when do you first remember experiencing this critical voice, right? When did you first take on the introject? And it was like, it's from this person when I was this years old. Okay, great. What would it feel like to allow the introject just to go back to them? Just to allow it to leave you, feel that leaving through your chest and just going back to them. Okay. And so what happened? He let the introject go. He gave back the false truth that was taken on when he was younger, that he wasn't enough, right? And then what happened? The split dissolves, and the projection, the energy that was out there, becomes extremely easy to be re-owned, okay? This now becomes him. He's now not seeing these people who before were seen as ready and confident and charismatic as more than himself. He's not seeing them as like, oh, they're amazing and I'm down here. He's just seeing them, oh, we're about the same, right? They've maybe got a bit more experience in events, that's cool, but they're not any bigger than me, more confident than me, more charismatic than me. So this projection dissolved. And what was he left with? He was left with this organic, this word organic, confidence, right? Or even confidence, actually, I don't think is a very good word. It was an organic security, right? He wasn't like, oh, I'm confident, like I've got to put myself up. He was just like very settled in how he was. And when he's going and doing the event stuff, he's able to operate from that organic security, right? He's able to come from a place of, I'm just good. The event doesn't make me good. The event doesn't make me more than I am. I'm good as I am, right? And what happened? Like, how did that happen? It wasn't because he had to do more. Often a lot of people were like, well, I feel like I need to do more. Okay, I'm going to do another 5 years of sales training, working with the highest people in my industry, right? But the truth is, however much he did, it was never going to satisfy this internal construct of more. It only was when the construct got dissolved that he was able to operate from this organic security, and he was able to show up and actually do the events, run these groups, and do what he really wanted to do, right? And so the key message here is we want to work with our internal architecture. We want to work with what's getting in the way of that being normal for us, right? What's getting in the way of just that deep self-trust being our normal state of being. And when we figure out the thing that's getting in the way, often an introject or some kind of projection, then we can re-own the projection, re-own our own power, and we can remove the thing that was getting in the way. We can remove the introject. Then often we lose a lot of these storylines around, I need to do more, I need to do this, I need to do that. And we just are able to show up as ourselves within our own power and do the thing that we were meant to do.